So we have a small clip of an interview of Yash, rocking star Yash, talking about how South has, broken the barriers and coming out and becoming so popular, and how it was made fun of before and now it's the, first thing people go to watch in theaters. So that's a long journey they have made, and it's a year long, interview. I think it's a small cutout. It's from India Today channel. So I worry, I don't know if I'll able to put it out is, it's a get some copyright or something. I hope not. It's just a small clip, but again, if you want to check out the whole thing, I'll put the link to the original one in the description below. You can check it out there. Let's see what he has to say in this. By the way, channel membership is live. If you want to support the channel, consider becoming a member. You get early access to such videos as well as member only exclusive videos such as song reactions. To know more, click on the join button and let's go.
Welcome, Yash.
Thank you, sir.
You're looking fresh from all that success, which is only a few months ago.
This is a year
It's just
old.
incredible. I remember interviewing you a few months ago when the film was released. And my son caught the video. My son used to live in Karnataka at the time. He knows a bit of Kannada as well. And he said, "You've got Yash on the channel. He's the biggest star at the moment that the film industry has." He says there are taxi drivers and auto rickshaw drivers who are wearing Rocky Bhai t-shirts and saying, "We want to be Rocky Bhai." Did you ever expect in your wildest imagination just how big KGF would become? Or was it something that you were not certain about?
I just want to add here, I remember, I think so much about KGF and South cinema success has come from the fans, because I remember when KGF teaser was out, I used to get so many messages in my, like, I used to make videos back then and check out this, check out this, check out this. Everyone, every social media, everywhere, the fans, it's not just paid PR or something. The fans constantly, dude, you have to check it out. Something different they are doing. Check it out, check it out. And you check out, and then that video, I think that time was one of my most viewed videos. The teaser reaction of KGF Chapter 1. And from there, then of course, Chapter 1 reviewed, and it was like crazy, and a lot of love it got. But then what happened KGF 2 was something else, because till KGF 2 came out, KGF 1 was everywhere. The Bhojpuri dub, I think, has 500 million views. So it just connected to everyone in the, every area of the country. Just insane. And then that all led to why KGF 2 was just, insane. Like, I think in India, KGF 2 did better than Triple R. Of course, RR did way better abroad. But in India only, I think KGF 2 took over RRR. So that, I don't think anyone could have imagined that.
Good evening, everyone. If it doesn't sound arrogant, I really wanted this to happen, and I kind of visualized it every day in my life. I very badly wanted this to happen.
What do you call it? When you want something to materialize, send something in the universe. Manifest. He manifested it.
I always tell people, if somebody asks me, how do you feel? I said, now I don't have anything to explain, because this day I was living like few years ago, or few 5-6 years ago, I was feeling this day, this kind of success. So I've lived this moment back then. So now it doesn't, affect much to me. So I'm thinking.
He's humble. I remember he did an interview with Anupam Chopra, and afterwards, like, there was a public thing, so he was on the stage, and there were a lot of people who came to watch the interview, and afterwards he took pictures and met everyone in the auditorium, whoever wanted, and they spent one more hour, him just there standing on there taking pictures with everyone. And I think FC put out a video and a reel about it. So crazy. Who does that?
Go ahead now.
We'll come to what you're thinking ahead, but just the scale of what you achieved, just the scale of what happened to a Kannada film, which sort of in every language that it was dubbed into has become a mega hit. Did the scale surprise you at some stage?
Yeah, it is actually, it surprised a lot of people. But the point here is, India is a country which has got huge potential. I feel whatever we are talking, whatever we are celebrating today, is just fraction of what we all can do. So
That's true.
India today. So we are today we can celebrate this, but I feel India has much more to offer. That is where we should be looking at, rather than thinking that today there is some miracle happening. But this is long pending thing. I think which took a lot of time for us to realize that there is potential. If we all come together, the cinema industry can have this kind of capacity. Uh, I think for me, I always feel that this is around 5% maximum we have tapped our potential, 5 or 10%. There is
Because, like, if 50%, okay, forget 50, what would be 10% of our population? You know, we are 1.4, billion people. Make it to 140 crores. 10% of that is 14, right? 14 crore people don't come to watch movies in theaters. That's the truth. Maximum I think we have touched that would have people coming again and again. If so, reputation also includes, I think, 13 million it touched. People coming to theater to watch a film. That's the problem, right? 10%. Just imagine if just raise that to 20%. We'll have films making 2000 crores within India. And just imagine if we reach 50% of people of the country coming to theater to watch a film. Of course, there are a lot of that percentage who cannot even afford. That's also a big part of the population who don't have that accessibility to a theater, be it because of the infrastructure or be it they cannot afford it. But that's why I think YouTube, when it shows 500 million people watched a movie, that's insane. Just if we can convert that to theaters, that will be something epic, and we'll have 300, 400, 5,000, 6,000 crore films just happening in the box office wise. It will just open floodgates.
much more to do when we look at West, or when we look at the possibilities of cinema itself, entertainment itself. I think a lot more we can expect from this generation.
But when you say just a fraction of what the future holds, until now, the kind of applause, the kind of showstoppers were Hindi cinema or Bollywood. And we are in the city of Bollywood. Along comes a Kannada cinema actor who transforms the entire economics of the industry post-COVID and transforms the image of the angry young man.
That's true.
And it seems as if Southern cinema at the moment in particular has taken over, whether it's RRR, Bahubali, Pushpa. It seems that the dreams are really being woven down south. What is it about South cinema? We'll come to Kannada later, but just South itself, which is changing these dynamics. You're producing blockbuster after blockbuster.
Let's see what he has to say. I think the answer which I've heard many times is like they always had been. South cinema has always been making such films. It's just that OTT happened, COVID happened, the reach, accessibility, all of these things happened within, last 5-6 years, and that has just given boost to them. That today they are available for anyone in the country to watch. And before how
I
it was.
feel it's just that 10 years ago, the dubbing film started coming, or a few years ago, dubbed film were becoming
That's
very
true.
popular here. But initially, they all started watching it with different opinion. People used to make fun of South films. It was
Yeah.
just like, South ka film, some channel pe aa raha hai, and they were like, ye kya action hai, ud raha hai sab. That's how
Yep.
it started. But eventually, I know they got hooked on to that. They started understanding that art form, and the problem with that was our films were sold at a bare minimal price, and people used to do bad quality dubbing,
Yep.
and it used
That's
to be
true.
presented in a bad way with funny names. Sometimes if I travel here, when I'm traveling to north of India, a lot of people call me with some other names which I'll be wondering which name is this. Some people call me, hi Rambo sir. Like, what is this Rambo? Somebody even told the Great Lion. I said, what is this Great Lion? Then all my old films were dubbed, so people started becoming
Yep.
familiar, started becoming.
I think that's what I think Arjun said, that he saw how much people love watching online, and on the internet or on TV, satellite, his films dubbed versions, and that's what made him think, what Pushpa. He purposely promoted it as in Hindi film in that, and he actually went there and did a. I think it was Bihar or UP somewhere. He went and did a event as a promotional event. That was something new. Never, no one had done that before, and that paid off. For them. And you would consider, oh, it just made 100 crores in Hindi. There's nothing special, but it did at the time where Hindi films were not able to do it, and it was during COVID. Where theaters were shut, only half capacity and all of that was going on. Still, it did that number.
Familiar with our films and our actors. It's just that it was one proper move we wanted to make. We should we it was long pending. I think Rajamouli sir, the credit should go to Rajamouli sir. It's not
Yep.
just KGF or any other film. He started. Before that, I think many people tried. If you have to break a rock, they say it is not just that one break. It's continuous
Yep.
effort. Lot of
I
people
love that quote actually. It's not the last strike that breaks the rock. It's all the 100 before it. You think, oh, this is the last one. That's what breaks the rock. But it's the continuous 100 hits you made that made the rock crack.
done that, but Bahubali, I think, made an impact. After that, KGF was done with a different intention. Telugu industry had a lot of hits, like Rajamouli sir's Ega, or so many other films had made a mark in Hindi also. But Kannada industry, I think what KGF got into the industry is our intention of making KGF was not to intimidate. It was to inspire that anybody with bare minimal budget when compared to other films. KGF 1 was done with a minimal budget, can go out and achieve. That was the thing, and now people have started noticing South films, so they're curious. So whatever is happening in South, it's straight away people are following it, and that's why it's working. Before, it used to have a different kind of budget for us to come and market here. I don't know, for some reason, because of all this digital revolution, people are connected, so it's becoming easier. I think time was right about it.
That's very true what he said, and you can check out the whole discussion if you haven't. I'll put the link in the description. But I think what he said is very clear. Like, there's a timing, right? Like, for a Kantara to made at the budget of 10-15 crores, went on to made 800 crores. That's insanity. And I think it's just the right timing. As I said, the pandemic, the digital revolution, or like everyone social media. Before, it would be like no one knows anyone, right? So Hindi people know Hindi, Telugu, all of South, maybe more mix up was there. If you're someone from South coming to Bollywood and all of that, politics, the connections you have, how many people networking, then you can do promotions, paid promotions, through paper and all of that. So it was not easy to reach people. But today, you don't need to even come to Mumbai or go to North anywhere. Just social media, you can try and promote your movie. People would know your movie's coming out. That's what has changed a lot. I think so many factors are there which kind of came together for what we are seeing today. And I actually want to do a whole video, try to capture what all happened to the day we are here with pan India phenomena, where so many films we're getting, and it's meant for how Indian cinema is coming together as one thing. And I think more and more that happens, it will be great. Right now it's just one way south to north. I hope Hindi film also goes down south and actually does a great business there. And which I think War 2 may do something if it's a great movie, and Junior NTR's fandom, Ritik's fandom, and Spy Universe, and kind of a collaboration. It'll be something I think that would work. But let's see what's there for the future. But as you said, right, like it's as you said, inspiration, right? Like, I know people have various thoughts about the film, and you can have that, but I want to see what the film did, what its meaning on the social and cultural aspect of our society and how we think. Like, you can think big, you can imagine big, you can make 1,000 crore film, like you can reach that mark. You don't really just need to spend that much money to make that much money. And Bahubali was like the thing that shook everyone's mind, that broke the barriers, that you can think out of the box, you can make stories you want to tell. There's no limitation, it's just in your mind that you think, oh, there's no money, there's just small, all of that business not there. Like, all of these reasons throughout just focus what you want to do, conviction, and tell your story the way you want to, and there'll be people coming to watch it. I think that's a big thing. But it was great. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments below, and you can check out this video next, and I will see you next time.